Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Brought to you by LiUNA Labor's Local 663, our Team of the Week sponsor. And we go north to Kansas City. Liberty North Eagles head football coach and Class 6 state football champion, Andy Lierman. Coach Lierman, thanks for your time today.
Hey, great to be with you again, Guy.
And Coach, we visited several times throughout the season. You win 13 in a row after losing in opening week to a very good Lee Summit North team who just finished with one loss on the season. Kind of put a bow on the season for the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, we had a great group of kids that just believed in what we were doing. Right, we set a goal out at the beginning of the year to finish where we ended, and obviously we're extremely proud of that. But they say the joys in the journey, and I think that's very true for this group. They were four times in a row they made it to the Class 6 semifinals, or a couple years ago they made it to the state finals and had fallen a little bit short. And so this group knew that this was kind of their last rodeo, the senior group that. It's got some talented kids in it, but we got a lot of great high school senior football players. Maybe aren't going to go play Division I football, but and don't get hurt about a lot. But we have some great kids, and so we lost week one to like I said, Lee Summit North, a good football team. That's always a good battle. A very competitive game for us. Lost by 7. We had some guys that were gone for most of the summers and kind of stepped in or didn't get to play because they didn't have enough practices because they're big time baseball kids and those kind of things. And so we felt like after we left that week one that we had to get some things cleaned up. We had to do some things to get ourselves ready to go down the middle of the home stretch of at least the season, because we had some tough games in the middle of the season. And so just kind of pulled our bootstraps back up and went back to work. And I think the real point in the season where I felt like, okay, we got a shot to be pretty good. We beat Rockhurst 35-7, and what most people don't see, and I think we might have talked about this before, is it was a 14-7 game in the third quarter, and we had a couple turnovers, and it kind of flipped that game a little bit. And I know we ended up playing in a game later in the semis that was tough, but I just felt like after that game, like, okay, these guys have the ability to be pretty good, and we got a chance to make a run at this thing if we can kind of get some things shored up. And so sure enough, they routed off 13 straight after that first loss, and it wasn't always easy. And I think that was the blessing within the story a little bit, is that we had not seen a lot of adversity the last several years in some of our games, and so I felt like those guys had seen some of that this year, and it really prepared them down the stretch.
You go back to that Thanksgiving Day weekend. Then you reap the rematch with Rockhurst that goes to overtime. Tell us one about getting to overtime, and then kind of run through what happened in the overtime.
Yeah, it was we knew it was going to be a game. A lot of people during the course of the week, kind of the regular old football fan that just kind of compares scores, thought it was going to be the same kind of game. And I was fully aware Coach Donahoe had gotten those guys better, just like he does every year, and they were going to come out and play a hard-nosed football game. They're a very tough team. So it was a battle all the way through. We're back and forth, made big plays. They'd make a big play. It was just kind of a heavyweight slugfest, so to speak. And they ended up tying it up on a 2-point conversion on a tight end, basically a tight end hide, where he falls down and runs to the back corner of the end zone, and they got a 2-point conversion on us after a big 4th down conversion for them. And ball game was tied. We drove it down, had a chance to win it, and went to kick a field goal. And one of their big, tall receivers jumped up and literally got a pinky on the ball. When you watch the end zone film, you can literally see him get a pinky on the football, change the trajectory of the ball, and it hooked left a little bit. So they went to overtime, and we felt like it was kind of a defining moment for our season. Everything we kind of worked on was sitting right there, and we just had to go keep playing hard and kind of reset there for the overtime. And they got the ball first, which is we won the toss and elected to have defense first, and they came down and scored and went for an extra point and got it, and then and it got blocked. So we blocked the extra point, which was huge for us. We got close a couple times, and then we came out on offense, ran a couple plays, ended up scoring, and then we knocked the extra point in for the win. And it was not only a defining moment for our season, but I think a defining moment for the work that we put in the last 7 years. This has been our year 7 here at North, and it's been a process. Like I said, we've been knocking on that doorstep a lot, and I think our kids finally gained the confidence to know that they could fight through some adversity and win those big ball games.
What do you tell your kicker there going out to kick that extra point, knowing it's the win that's going to put you in the state championship game? what was that conversation like, or did you just not say anything?
Yeah, it's no different for me. I've had people ask me what I told him before he missed the field goal, and it got blocked. There, it's the same thing I tell all our guys in those moments. Like I try to let our guys know that moment doesn't define them by any means, and nobody's going to think any more or any less of them. They just need to go out and execute their job. And he just happened to have that one get tip there, and he knew it was going to be good. He told me after the kick that, hey, coach, that was going to be good, and we didn't realize it got blocked at the time until we watched the film. And so when he jogged out for the extra point, I just told him to do what he does, which is knock those things down. He'd done it all year long, and we had no doubt that he was going to put it through.
What has been the 10 days or 2 weeks since the state championship? What's it been like around school?
Oh, it's been unbelievable. I think there's still a pretty good buzz going around the school. It's obviously the first state title in Liberty North history, but what some people don't know, guys, that it's the first state title in the public school history of Liberty. So Liberty Public Schools has never had a state championship football team, and so I think that's 120 plus some years. And so not only is it cool for our school community, it's very cool for the community of Liberty. We've had a lot of people reach out to us. One of the restaurants here in town, Rancho Grande, had us over for a celebration meal last night. We're going to go to a city council meeting in Lexington for a proclamation, or excuse me, in Kansas City for a proclamation. We're going to one in Clay County for the Clay County Commissioners meeting, and so we just got a lot of stuff going on. It's been really cool, and I tell people all the time, it's no different than any other year. We still got to turn the equipment in. The recruiters are coming in, and so all the same stuff's going on. It's just very rarely are you that team that gets to finish with a win, and it's a very very sweet thing that when that happens, and for it to be the first time, and for it to be these guys that have worked so hard to get there and have an opportunity to finish the job and get the job done, it's even sweeter.
Outstanding. We'll talk about. I know it's awful early, but hey, we're getting ready to turn the calendar over to 2024. Talk about what do you have coming back? For next year, and when do you start kind of getting ready and getting guys in the weight room? Obviously, guys that aren't playing other sports. I know you've got a pretty good baseball contingent on your football team, maybe some basketball players as well. What do you do with those guys that are in the off season, and when does that kind of start?
Yeah, so we've got some talented kids coming back. There's no doubt. I mean, we're going to lose some pieces. A year ago, we lost 36 seniors. This year, we lose 32, and so it's kind of what we do around here. I don't mean to make it sound like it's super easy, but we're just kind of used to it. We got a big senior class coming back in with our juniors this incoming season for 24, and so just like any other team, you're going to have some guys that are returning starters and played quite a bit. We've got a few of those quarterbacks back. We got a couple offensive linemen that'll be back, some defensive players that'll be back. Our names like Melvin Laster and Keelan Smith and some of these guys, Micah Joe Barnett, Jay Sean Ross, that are all going to graduate, and some of them have been around for 3-4 year starters. Obviously, they're not going to be around, so people are going to look to us that we're not going to have the guys or the horses we've had before. We don't look at it like that at all, guy. We're going to get back in the weight room in January. We start the Tuesday after Martin Luther King Day. We do that every single year, no matter if we win or lose. And so we spend the month of December kind of getting organized and getting equipment sent out to get reconditioned and all those kind of things, and get the coaches a little bit of a break and the players a little bit of a break. And then we go right back to work. It's kind of what we hang our hat on. The weight room is a big piece of that. And we really feel like it's what's helped make us a consistent contender in Class 6 since we've gotten here. And, we're just going to continue to do that. And we're going to plug guys in, and we're going to coach their butts up and expect them to play really hard. And we feel like that process allows us to have an opportunity to win. And we're fully aware that doesn't mean it's a state title every year. But this group has set the standard. And so now that will be what we're shooting for every single year.
And with regards to the holiday season coming up, how does the head football coach for Liberty North, Andy Lierman, how do you and your family celebrate the holidays? Is there some travel? And I know with that state championship, all the food tastes a little bit better, maybe. These things are a little bit better. But how are you going to spend your holidays?
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. For me, this has been a pretty big whirlwind. With all the media interviews and different things that I've had to do, and obviously the normal head coaching duties, right? But I'm going to take a minute and enjoy this. I haven't even watched the game again yet, Guy, if I can be real honest with you. Like, I haven't had a chance. Our assistants have talked about it a lot, and I just haven't had a chance to really sit down. I've got 3 kids of my own, and so I've tried to do a good job of balancing. We won the state title. We got back around 3 in the morning. We got home around 4. Some of the coaches went and hung out together, and I'd promised my son I'd be at his 8 o'clock basketball game the next morning. And so went to Shawnee, Kansas the next morning and watched some basketball at 8 a.m. and with a smile on my face for sure. But I'm going to be a dad for a little bit. I do a pretty good job, I think, that during the season. But I'm going to pour everything I can into my family and spend some time with them. And you're right, the food's going to taste a little better. And the fun of spending some time together with the stories we'll be able to talk about will be fun. But just excited to kind of decompress a little bit for a minute and just take a deep breath and take a look at what we did and what we accomplished before we kind of flip the page and, like you said, move on to the next season.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, as always, you've been very generous with your time throughout the entire season on the Scoreboard Show and throughout the weeks. And happy holidays. I hope everyone at Liberty North, all the family members, team members, I hope everyone has a very safe and wonderful holiday season.
Well, Guy, it's been great to visit with you as always, buddy. It's been nice doing this the last couple of years. I look forward to doing it next year. And same to you guys down there. Tell my buddy Nate Thomas hello, and you guys enjoy Christmas break down there in Southwest Missouri.
You bet. You bet. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here for 2024.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The Walnut Street Inn is located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammonds Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.